Karmelo Anthony's bond was reduced and now he is free awaiting trial. And this is the judge that allowed him to be free. So people are mad and upset about the case with Karmelo Anthony, him unaliving Austin Metcalf. This happened in Texas, Frisco, Texas to be exact. And the news broke that this is the judge that allowed him to have his bond reduced. Now, this is the greatest country in history, right? God bless the USA. And we are innocent until proven guilty, simple and plain. And we are allowed to get our bond reduced, and we are allowed to get bonded out, when we are awaiting trial or when criminals are awaiting trial. So I say to say this, I'm all for that, right? For anyone. It's just kind of weird that when Derek Chauvin, did what he did with the George Floyd situation, however you want to call it, piece it together, his bond was what, at a milli? Police officer that, did what he did, the whole situation, however you want to say it, he basically had his bond at a milli. This young kid admitted to the police there's actual evidence, and he got his drop from a milli down to 250. I don't know. It's kind of weird in my opinion. I digress. So this is the actual judge, and her name is Judge Angela Tucker. The 199th Judicial District Court says she learned of this case assignment last Monday, and the cases are assigned at random. She will only preside over the bond reduction hearing. There will be another random selection for the judge assigned to the trial. Judge Tucker said they never had the security issues they face with this case. She also said during this hearing that this is a bond hearing and not a trial, and at the bond hearing, you don't get everything. The purpose of a bond is to ensure the defendant will return to court and to ensure the safety of the community, she said. I don't take this lightly at all. I take those things very seriously. She goes on to say, there is no replacement for the loss of life or the loss of a child. I don't want the family to think a bond amount is connected to the dignity of loss. You cannot make the person come back. The judge reduced the teen's bond to $250,000, and he will be placed on house arrest. He will have to speak to the bailiff every Friday morning, and he is not allowed to be on social media. The family will have to post a bond before Anthony is released from jail and placed on house arrest. Interesting. It's all random, right? Here is Karmelo Anthony. I want to say, I don't misspeak. I don't know who this gentleman is next to him. People are pissed, saying he's smirking. He's grifting the gentleman on the right. I don't know, lawyer, father, who knows at this point. But there is Karmelo Anthony in the suit standing next to this man. Again, like I said, innocent till proven guilty. But I just always think if the roles were reversed, what would happen here? Would Frisco, Texas be having people rioting there? Would Al Sharpton be there the day after this whole situation and, creating a big stir and controversy in this town? I believe that's what would happen. I'm going to be honest. I think that if the roles were reversed, this would be a whole different situation. It'd be a, George Floyd, BLM's movement all over again. And thank God that's not what's happening at the present moment. But like I said, it's very odd that this young man was granted bond when Derek Chauvin wasn't, or his bond was held to a higher number than this young man. Now, I'm going to kind of refrain from a lot of this case. I brought a lot of this to light, and as far as my opinion goes, right, I'm still going to be opinionated, but at the same time, we need to let the case play out and see what happens. There's evidence supposedly coming out of video footage of the whole situation, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be released sooner than later, and then we're going to go to trial, and we're going to see what happens to this individual and what he ended up doing with Austin Metcalf and what ends up happening to this guy, to his fate. It's pretty sad, y'all. Either way, Austin Metcalf is no longer here. He lost his life. This young man admitted on a police report that he did it in case of self-defense. I'm going to be honest, I don't think that holds up whatsoever. You can't just unalive somebody for telling you to move from a seat. They said that Austin put his hands on him. I don't know how true that is, right? But is that still grounds for self-defense, especially in Texas? I honestly don't know. All these cases are different. I'm not saying that, I'll say this, right? The law will be applied here, and we hope it's applied fairly, and we hope that justice is served. And I'll say that right now with this, beginning of the actual case and as we lead up to the court proceedings, right? And like I said, I'm going to kind of, lay back, analyze what I can, do my research, and not try to put out any misinfo, because there was someone saying, I don't know if it was him, but I posted a video of a gentleman saying that there's a lot of misinfo being put out there and that Austin Metcalf and this young man right here didn't even know each other. So everybody kept saying that this young man was bullied by Austin Metcalf, and the spokesperson for Karmelo Anthony's family said that that was not true. They never even met each other. And how can you bully someone if you never met them? Now, there's a big response from people that support Karmelo Anthony. They're giving him money for the GoFundMes and the, gifts and goals and whatever. He's raised a lot of money. And they're saying the same old, same old. Don't put your hands on someone, right? But it's pretty interesting that they resort to that actual statement when, if the roles were reversed, I'm sure we'd have a whole different scenario in Frisco, Texas. That's just my honest opinion. Now, the people that, I don't want to say on the right, but the people that are, upset about this and are doing for Austin Metcalf are pissed off and enraged that he's even gotten a bond reduction and he's even free, at the house playing video games or doing whatever he's doing as a 17-year-old young person. So like I said, both sides are going at it back and forth. It's very divisive, this whole issue, and we know why. Because this kind of stuff is very serious. Their life was taken away, and people from both sides of the aisle have something to say. And on social media, they say what they may. And with that, y'all, I'm just giving a quick update as to this whole case. We've been following it for a while, and like I said, I'm going to be more responsible with my reporting on the said matter, because this young man's life is on the line now, okay? Either way, however you feel about it, the postings, the info, misinfo, disinfo, whatever you want to call it, is coming out. And the last thing we want to do is to sway the jury, to sway the judge, or to get any kind of info out there that basically doesn't let justice reign supreme, okay? Now, this was horrendous. This is very sad that this happened. And what can we do at this point? It doesn't happen. Now we need to be patient, let this case, go about its proceeding and let it play out, right? I hate to say it like that, but that's just the honest truth. And we need to be very careful with the info we are spreading, especially if you're a content creator or if you're someone that has a platform. We need to be responsible with what we put out there. And I'm not trying to sit here and say that I'm innocent, right? Because we put out content, y'all. The more juicier, the better, the more numbers. But like I said, this is a very serious matter. Someone was unalived, and now this young man has to go to court and face the consequences of his actions. Now, the crazy thing is, though, will he get found not guilty? That right there, that will be wild if this young man gets found not guilty for unaliving another young man at a high school track meet. What is that going to tell you, especially in Texas? And I'm in West Texas. We do not play games, y'all. It don't matter what color you are. You do the crime, you do the time. But if this young man gets found not guilty and gets free, and he's freed from this, and he gets to claim self-defense, that's going to be very wild, to say the least. So there's my reporting on this, y'all. Hope y'all have a good day. And, man, just be safe out there. You never know when you might deal with someone that, who knows how they are mentally, physically, emotionally, and you pop off, do something, say something, or even look a certain way. Who knows what could happen to you? I made a video on TikTok and people thought basically I was kind of defending Karmelo Anthony. I wasn't trying to defend him whatsoever. I'm just saying the way we need to teach our children is to basically walk away, learn who to stay away from, right? You see them coming down the street, you see them in the store, whatever, use your proper judgment as to who you need to avoid in life and survive to see another day. Amen. Practical common sense in 2025. That's just how it is. And I'm going to be honest, y'all. I'm a talkative person. I like to speak to people, but I'm telling you right now, you go out in public sometimes, you never know what you're going to get. You try to talk to someone, you try to be friendly to someone, and you might say something that might rub them the wrong way, and there you are. Hopefully the least that will happen is they give you an attitude for what you said to them, right? And you go about your day. But nowadays, you never know. You run across the wrong person, look at them a certain way, say something, God forbid you touch them, and there you are, out of here yourself. With that, y'all, there it is. Just giving a quick update on this case. I will be following it as it develops. I'm in Texas. This is right here in Frisco, about 4 to 5 hours away from me in Midland. And there it is. And with that, y'all, I'm out of here. Later.